Being Sports Podcast. What you got, host of the most man with a plan, Yawa, Ken, ECG, and the Buffalo Kid.
It's your boy Fly, man. 716. What up?
And Mr. Mills.
Yo, 718 NYC, 832 H-Town.
And my family.
Yo, it's your boy Navinci, star of the Eagle, Feed the Soul.
Oh, what? So, first thing we're getting into today. Sorry, people, it's going to come out late, but we like to be right, not first. So, the firing of Mike Malone. So, I got a couple clips we're going to play. I'm going to run the first one. We'll talk, and we'll get into some more here.
I think each guy's got to look themselves in the mirror and start coming to each respective game with the proper mindset and have some pride. I didn't think we played with any pride tonight.
How do you feel like they took that?
I don't really care. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are full of shit won't hear it. You know, they'll say coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up. And nobody said a word. Thank you.
The interview that he had with Portland at the loss right before he got fired. So he called the players out, said they wasn't paying attention. They wasn't doing what they supposed to do. It wasn't just him that got fired. It was the GM as well. What do you guys think when it comes to this? Like what really could be going on?
Listen, it's hard for me to say now, bro, because it just seems like lately in the NBA, if you're good at your job, you're getting fired.
Wow.
If you're doing good things for your company, you're getting fired. People that should be fired ain't fired. From what I've heard from multiple things and read is they didn't like Mike Malone is a big fan of what's Westbrook, and I think he loved the way Westbrook plays and everything. So he loves the hustle, the heart of Westbrook. So he plays with him, and I heard that few people in the organization don't see it that way. So I don't know, but I'm still puzzled by this because they're fourth in the West, they're fifth in the West now, if I'm not mistaken. I think he won a championship 2 years ago. Guy started off the season really bad. He made the right adjustment to his team, and then they came back up to fourth. You know, one time was like second in the West. I don't know why he's getting fired. I don't. It has to be something we don't know, man. This is crazy.
Yeah, Mills was saying something when the first coach got fired on the Grizzlies, and he said, "Hey, man, nothing gonna surprise him." So, I mean, you surprised, Mills?
I've been surprised with that one. I'm surprised with this one. It's just a testament to how the NBA is going this whole year. I think it's a big old circus that's going on. It's not the Wrigley Brothers or it's the Soul Circus, but it's the NBA circus. None of this doesn't make any sense. At this point, I just think that they just doing anything to try to fix around with I guess the viewership, I guess whatever they think they're doing. But like I said before, I think that this NBA offseason is going to be a fun offseason for coaching because there's going to be more firing after the season is over. And you're going to see a bunch of coaching carousel going around and new coaches and old coaches and coaches you'll never think have a job, get a job. And you know what I'm saying? Steve Nash. But yeah, just a bunch of weird stuff with the NBA, man. And none of this seems to amaze me now. Again, just like Taylor Jenkins, several reports is coming out. He didn't play this guy, he didn't play that guy. Just the weird part is just that, like why now? That's it.
Yeah. I mean, Slide, what's your take on it?
Yeah, so what Da Vinci said, so I do digging, I go asking people, go do a little research. when I did some research, like you looked at some interviews. I feel like everybody's saying the same thing, but when I actually asked some people, like literally people who I bang with their knowledge, they said what Da Vinci said, the Russell Westbrook thing. They said that Russell Westbrook cost them that game. Like he single-handedly blew that game. And I'm a Russ guy, but Russ basketball IQ is questionable at times, and he ended up costing them that game. And I think Mike Malone, I think Russell Westbrook is his guy, and I think he was on some I'm rocking with my guy, and it was like, okay, I mean, you gotta go, and I feel like that make a lot of sense, and I can see that being it. But I also, me not doing no research and me just using my own brain, if y'all want to put your tinfoil hats on, I got my own theory of why these certain coaches is just randomly getting fired. I think these certain coaches are getting fired because they don't want to play ball. I think the NBA is probably pushing the agenda right now. They want certain teams. They trying to get seeding a certain way. They're probably trying to persuade certain coaches to throw games and to get seeded in a certain way to have certain matchups at the end of the year in the playoffs. And I think the coaches that are saying like we ain't playing ball, we ain't doing that. My integrity is too high for that. I think they get fired, and that's just me being somewhat of a conspiracy theorist. And I hate to use that word. Somebody that's using critical thinking.
There you go.
It
I like
feels
that one.
Yeah.
it feels
Yeah.
very like who's firing a winning coach with
Hmm.
5 to 10 games left in the season. That's not like it ain't just some the team is on a losing streak. Like, yo, who are you? What? It's so insulting to our intelligence as fans. It just shows how dumb that these corporations think the consumers are. To say that's never doing something that's unprecedented. Like, stop looking at me in my face and just saying whatever. Like when people do that in real life, I just ignore them. And that's kind of what I do now with like sports and entertainment. It's like, all right, bro, I'll
Yeah.
figure out what's going on myself. So that's my brain conjured up.
Okay. So let me do this first. The last 5 years, we'll go from 2019 to 2024. Okay. Nick Nurse won a championship, gone by 2023. Frank Vogel won a championship, gone by 2022. Mike Budenholzer won a championship, gone by 23. Steve Kerr, safe, been safe. I guess that's a stable organization, somewhat like the Spurs, right? They don't really get rid of the coaches like that. Mike Malone, 2023, gone by 2025. Now that one is kind of weird because he's been the coach of Denver for about 12 years.
Wow.
So I don't understand that one. But that's just a little fact there. Now, when it comes to Mike Malone's being fired, I believe two things can be true. So what Da Vinci and Sly and Mills are talking about, very factual. I also believe that the GM wanted him to play guys that he drafted. And Mike Malone wanted to keep his vets. KCP, Brown, and he brought in Russ. He brought in Russ because he lost those two. Because if you look at the team overall, offensively, there's no problem. But there's no defense. Mike Porter don't play no defense. Joker tries, but he's not a defensive guy. Aaron Gordon, Russ, hell no. Yeah, he plays, but do you know what I mean? Like, there's really no defensive stopper or a guy that's a true 3-and-D guy for them. And I think that when they had their meeting, because the owner, Mike, and the GM sat down, and it was probably having a conversation, and we all know Mike Malone is a hothead. He's not going to just sit down and take stuff. So, him not playing the GM's guys, and then him complaining about them trying to save money on the back end when they had a championship team and they let some of these guys go, I think was the combination of all of it that got Mike Malone out of there. Now, for them to fire him like they did, and they put out a statement. I wish I pulled the statement up, but it was a bunch of garbage. They just said, yeah, we felt that we had this part ways, and we're still into the winning the championship. We're still in championship mode. No, you're not. If you was in the championship mode, you would have brought back those vets. knowing that that was part of what made your team good. Joker can't do it all by himself. And yes, you guys are correct. Russ, the guy that I've been banging on for the last 5 years, you know what I mean? Yes, he makes poor offensive decisions at times, but I feel like when he left the Lakers and went to the Clippers, he kind of found himself understanding what his role is within the team. Like Slide mentioned a couple episodes ago, like his role was defined. And I think his role was defined with the Nuggets. It's just, it was a poor play. He shouldn't even have gone for the layup. They were already up. Who cares if it's 2-on-1? Dribble the ball out, dribble the clock out. You don't need any extra points. You know what I mean? And it's not even that he missed the layup, it's that he fouled a 3-point shooter and gave them the game. You know what I'm saying? So, all around, I just like to say, Mike Malone, it ain't you. The organization is trying to tank. The owners of that team, they actually own a soccer team. They own the Rams and another team, I think. And all they've been doing from my research is whatever team kind of wins the championship, they take the earnings from that team and shift it over to another one to try to boost it up because they own Arsenal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like what they've been doing. So I think that's one of the reasons why they didn't bring back those guys. We won a championship. Denver's good now. Let's take the profit and put it into another team so we can boost our profits some more. You know what I mean? Which I think I can't get mad at somebody for how they spend their money.
So
But
is
you're not pulling the wool over my eyes and pissing on me and telling me it's raining.
was
You know?
was Mike Malone up for an extension?
I'm not entirely sure. You know what I mean? And even if he was,
Yeah.
I don't think you know it would have made a big difference. I also want to state this too. For the people, I listen to a lot of sports radio show while I'm at work. For these people who call in from Toronto, Miami, San Francisco, place talking about Joker's a coach killer, take your head out of your ass, please. Take your head out of your ass. Now, one thing can be said. Maybe Joker could have saved his job by telling the owner, hey man, I want him here. But we don't know if they had that conversation. I would like to assume that most owners, when they have a star player and they're gonna make such a drastic change, they have a conversation with that star player or key players within the organization to see if it's a good move. But you know, who's to say that was even done? You know what I mean? Do you guys have anything else you want to add before I play this one last clip? Hopefully, the audio goes on it. And then,
Yeah, I just want to say I think trying to put players and say that they're coach killers is kind of weak at this point. Enough of that with Russ. I don't know why somebody would say that about Joker. I think Mike Malone was his only coach or his second
Yeah.
coach. I don't know why, but whatever. Yeah, listen, like I said, the NBA got something going on. Them owners is weird. These new owners is weird. They're just doing anything. You know, same thing about the Suns owner. He's just a weird guy coming out of nowhere, just buying a team, not knowing. Like I said, like we went from a commissioner who loves the game of basketball to now a commissioner who's just a business guy, quote unquote, or likes partnerships. Then we go with owners who love the game of basketball to now owners who just buying the team because it's a good profit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Listen. Yeah, listen, the NBA is cooking up something big, bro. And it's either Jokic to LA or Luka to Denver. To have those two guys play together. Something big is cooking up.
Luka to Denver. Hold on.
Luka's
not leaving LA.
That's what you think,
Luka's
bro.
not leaving LA. They're gonna give him the bag.
Jokic,
He lost money, but they're gonna give him the bag.
well,
Let's not
maybe
get that
Jokic.
twisted.
Well, maybe Jokic is going to LA. Something big is cooking up.
So we see that one, right? We clearly see both doing a gun pose. You see that one too, right? I'm just.
Oh, stop it, bro. Don't even go no further, bro. Just stop it. Don't even go no further, bro. All of these guys you're showing, bro, has never had a history with anything involved guns, my guy. And that's the reason why Jaw is getting people coming for him, bro. Because he had a history with this thing. So that's why people are going to come for him. Those guys, you can look at it and it's just celebration. This guy was caught, seen in videos with gun, all of this stuff. So that's why people are coming for him, man. You can't look at these rest of these players and they're looking at them celebration or something and then come. It's different, bro. Jaw was
I mean,
glorifying gun and all of this stuff, bro. Come on, man. We can't do this, bro. We gotta keep it real.
Oh man, this gonna get deep.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
bro.
This gonna be
Yeah.
a deep conversation. I feel
all right.
you already know John's my guy. John's my boy. Um, yo, it's just blatantly wrong. I guess no other way to go about it. Like, if you really look at John Morant, he ain't done nothing wrong. He ain't done nothing illegal. He ain't been charged with nothing on the court. He ain't done nothing against the rules. He hasn't violated no league rules, no league standards or nothing. It's and I think when you look at it like that, when you take that approach, it takes more. It kind of takes on like somewhat of a cultural like significance at this point because if you watch all across sports, that's what the kids do. That's the celebration that the kids do, and it obviously shows when all of the other kids is doing it. But to say when you put Ja in a different boat because he had a gun on camera, like realistically, that's not illegal. That's not he didn't that none of that stuff. Him having a gun on off the court on camera is not illegal. So he's being punished on the court for something he did off the court. That's not illegal. That's not even. There's no rule that say he can't do that. The literal laws of the country is. It's just I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's just it sets a bad precedent.
Um, I don't know if I know King want to go, but yo, man, listen, we it's like when you set a standard for yourself or you just set a trend, right?
Hmm.
You got to know the wolves is gonna seek and like hunger for more, right? So when the blood is out in the water, the sharks is gonna lead to the blood, right? John Morant put himself in this predicament on the simple fact of you trying to be somebody you're not. You are a
Hmm.
professional basketball player who plays the game of basketball, who loves all style of music. I'm never gonna come at you for liking a certain music, but what you do on a screen, what you put out on social media, you got to know the kids who want to be professional basketball players is going to follow what you do. As now your celebration from where you put yourself in on one of the flash guns in a strip club, you're there for pleasure. Flashing guns in a strip club is weird behavior, bro. Reason being, I don't care if it's loaded or not loaded. What are you doing? Like that doesn't make no sense. So, out of famous words of them all, Kwame Brown, shout out to you. NBA dumb boy, you just gotta know, bro. When is enough is enough. Like
Mm.
at this point, I don't even care anymore. At first, I was like, nah, let him slide. Cool, he's just enjoying himself. This is how they do. Cool. But at some point in time, bro, you're getting fined. You had just had a conversation, and you did it again.
Hmm.
75,000 out your pocket, bro. If you like losing money, okay, fine. But you're losing money off dumb stuff, bro. Enough. Grow up, please.
But is
All this
it fair
antics is
though? I
weird.
think is it fair? Is the real like is that fair?
It's not
Well,
about being
because
fair. Like I just said, you put the blood in the water, and you expect them not to eat. You continue to feed them BS. You're
yep,
putting out the BS, not nobody else.
And you know what? It's not even just the gun in the club. It's the gun in the car with his homeboy.
yeah,
That too. Right after
yeah.
the gun in
And
the
he's,
club.
hold
Right
on, and
after.
he's in Memphis. He's in Memphis where there's a lot of that stuff going on. We gonna act like we didn't just see a couple years young Dolph get murdered and all those bodies that came behind it. There's a
We gonna
lot of
act
good
like
going on in
Sauce
that
Walker
city.
man didn't get shot just now in Memphis in broad daylight.
Hey, Sly, I understand. You know what? Let me try to run
It's-
one of these clips back one time.
yeah.
Hopefully we get the sound. It'll be beautiful if I can. Hold on here. He said, there we go. We'll have the sound now.
And daily out there.
I can't take that in consideration.
You have
You
to.
have to.
So
Give
if he's holding a gun up in the strip club, we're in the middle of a
Is it on
game.
anybody?
But it don't matter. It's the percent.
does. Okay, so if he was in Texas, if he played for Dallas Cowboys, Dallas, that's good. You can carry
Yeah,
guns, right?
but
And he
it's
go out there
still-
shooting hogs and doing that, that's fine.
He's hunting. Absolutely. It's legal.
He's not in the strip club dangling a gun.
I'm talking
like
about
it's
the
mama's
perception
gun. Like,
of
look,
this. Listen, of this well-known athlete
Mhm.
in this city where gun violence is prevalent, right? In Memphis, Tennessee, we got kids out here dying in the streets daily. People putting switches on guns, dudes drive-by shoots. All these things exist in this city where this particular guy plays.
Mhm.
These kids look up to him.
Okay.
They looking at it, he's glorifying. That's what they looking
yeah,
at it
the
as.
kids are doing
So
it now.
they're trying to nip it in the bud as much as they can for this particular city, this particular athlete that people are glorifying.
So you
Right.
can go out there and go hunting and do the
Yes.
same
That's
thing,
about to-
and
I
that's
was
fine.
about to-
Yes,
same
it
thing.
is, but kids ain't dying in the street.
In Texas?
We talking about in Memphis, Tennessee, Gil.
You're penalizing me because of the city?
Yes.
So you can go out there and hunt and shoot shit. I get in trouble for laughing in my car.
No,
you
you
see how that
in
is.
public with a firearm.
And you're
So you
shooting
want
wild
them to
animals
like,
in the
You're in public with a
woods.
firearm
But
shooting
you-
shit.
But you
Like
trying
you're
to-
literally endangering something because somebody can walk by and get shot by that.
No, that's not how hunting happens, bro.
Dude,
That's
what?
not. That's not.
That- that's not hunt. That's not how
it
hunt.
happens. People don't
So
walk
nobody
by
got shot
and get
from hunt.
shot.
So, Gil, so you have
Nobody got shot in hunting.
Are you not recognizing what I'm saying?
I'm recognizing what you're saying. I'm recognizing
Do you
you're
mean- do you-
using something
I'm using
that has nothing to do with how
fact.
he is portraying it.
These are facts.
Well, who is
That's-
portraying it?
These are facts I'm
Who?
talking about, Gil. Go look at the murder rate in Memphis,
Gil-
Tennessee.
We can look at the murder.
You look
rate
up
of anyone.
everything else. Go look up
So
the
you
murder
think
rate
if
in
he
Memphis,
was in a
Tennessee.
different market, this would be
That's-
handled?
that's the-
Yes.
I don't. I think it's a culture
I
thing.
do.
Like
It's
I
a culture
said,
thing
it's a
and the
culture
city. Yes,
thing.
all of it is.
It's
Right, so if he
music.
was like
It's
in-
music. It's influence.
is-
all of that.
Yeah, so if he was
Young
somewhere
Joe,
else,
the biggest thing in Memphis, nigga, Joe is, dude, Joe Gotti brother gets shot. It's dog.
All
It is
that.
a real thing down
I
there.
understand.
right?
I'm like, why are we?
Crazy.
Who else?
I
Someone
don't-
pulled out
I
the gun
don't like
yesterday
it.
too, right?
I don't think it's fair to
Who
him.
pulled
but
out
it
the
is
gun
what it
yesterday?
is.
Who?
Huh?
In the game?
Somebody
Yes.
put out a real gun?
No. Somebody did the gun.
Jasinski, I think.
Cool. He plays in Golden
And he
State.
ain't getting.
He
They
ain't-
actually said
he
it.
ain't
They
never
said,
been in trouble.
Ja got fined 22,000 for just he getting fined nothing.
No,
He ain't never been in trouble.
Did he
before.
get?
Real quick. Yo, King, can you do me a favor though, bro? Stop putting up Gil clips, bro. Okay. All right. I'm being serious. Stop putting up this guy's clip, bro. Because
Listen,
I don't
have to put it on
understand.
this one. Here's one reason why. Gilbert Arenas is a hypocrite.
He is an
You
hypocrite.
don't remember this?
The reason why.
remember
That's
this
why.
is-
That's
oh,
why
money?
he's trying to defend it. bro.
Hypocrite. So at the end of the day, yes, you know what, Sly, you're right. It's not fair. It's not right. But at the same time, if you're portraying something and people see it, and the NBA is a business, as much as people don't want to believe this, Ja was going to be one of those faces of the league. When he started doing all that stuff, it made it harder and harder for them to even want to put him up there. He lost money behind the incident in the strip club and the incident in the car.
And it's in the mall with the young. I mean, in the gym with the young kid. He put his hand around
Yeah.
the neck.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah,
this-
that's another
Yo,
one.
bro.
We just talking strictly about the gun gesture and the celebration. Let's not open Pandora's box and start pulling on all of his mistakes. Because you know what? We're all human beings.
But that was all
make
there.
mistakes.
All of that was all on the news too, bro. They were talking about it, everything. Yo, listen, bro.
No,
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair as hell, bro. Like Mel said, bro, you can't cut your hand and dip your hand in a shark-infested water and don't expect to be bitten. Okay? Then you come back out. You had that gun. You got fined for it. You come back out and you start throwing grenades now. Guy, at least have some respect for yourself, bro. Right? Like, come on, we gotta keep it real, man.
Okay.
I feel you.
So if we gonna, wouldn't it be fair if they just outlaw gun gestures in general? Because
I agree.
it doesn't make sense to say, oh, it's because he plays in Memphis and he influences kids. Every city has gun violence. Every basketball player influences kids. To single out somebody who has never, he don't got no murder charges, he don't got he don't got no charges, no weapons charges on his record. Like that's not illegal to have a gun. Like that is like like it's just it's okay. We see people that hunt all the time. They go hunt. They post pictures with the gun with the animal holding his head. Like, is that considered, or is it only considered? Is it only considered that when it's part of Black culture or hip hop culture? That's the only time where guns are considered just in a certain light. And I think when you start going into that, it does become unfair because it becomes a matter of just subjectivity, and it shouldn't be, to be honest. If you're gonna say it's wrong for Ja to do it, it should be wrong for everybody to do it. Period. And if it really matters, if the image and all of this stuff really matters, they should just say nobody can do it because it is a bad look. It does look wrong to say, oh, you play in Memphis, so you like what? Yo, didn't the one rapper, his man got shot? Niggas in LA getting, it's constantly happening in LA specifically. Like LA has a gang violence, a long history of gang violence, but Austin Reeves can do it. It's just absurd to make that specific point is the most absurd thing ever. It's just a surface level it's just a surface level observation. Is actually sickening. Like I understand you guys is right when you say, yo, if you draw that type of attention, you can't be mad when they do X, Y, and Z. Granted, that's actually true, but it's still unfair to just take one person's situation and like imagine that though. Like imagine, just think, like imagine if I just apply that same logic to our everyday lives, and you would be like, okay, that's insane. Like imagine if you on your phone at work and they say, nah, you can't be on your phone at work, but everybody else at work is on their phone. You're gonna be like, eat a dick. I'm gonna be on my phone too. Like stuff like that is that's just wrong. Like, and it's okay to be like, okay, we're gonna change the rule, no gun gestures for everybody. Like, but I think they like the press that they're getting from singling out Ja Morant. That's really what it is. Like,
Ja is singling out himself, bro. I'm sorry, my brother.
We gotta take accountability at some point,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
and again, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna agree with you. Where he's playing at has nothing to do with anything.
right.
But at
like,
the same time, if I'm Ja Morant, if I'm any human being, if I'm a man with children, bro, at some point in time, I gotta know my actions just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. You're in a strip club dangling a gun that's unloaded or loaded.
okay, that's
For
cool,
what?
but that's a separate
Yeah,
thing.
you're in a car.
What that
Wasn't
got
it?
to do with doing this in a game when everybody doing it?
Bro,
That's a
because you
separate
already
thing.
put out a dumbass stigma about yourself, and now the fact that you keep doing it, the stigma's going to be there. Your objective as a man is to say, yo, that's not who I am. Yeah, I did it. I made a mistake. Okay, cool. But that's not me.
Okay,
But if
so
you keep playing childish games, you're going to get childish prizes. Come on, bro.
yeah, and if Ja wasn't in the strip club with the gun, if he wasn't in the car with the gun at the same time, if all of these things didn't happen, Ja could have been doing a gun celebration in the NBA, and I think no one would care about it.
You know what?
Okay, I'll give you that, but those are like subjective things. Like those things are relative. These are opinions. There's no rule that states these things, so you can't say he's wrong for feeling like he's being he didn't violate any rules. There's nothing you can look up and say Ja Morant did this wrong, so he should be fine for this. There's just
Okay,
not. It
so
don't exist. I can
real quick,
understand him having that type of thought process.
real quick. Sorry, King. Real quick. So I hear what you're saying, but also, do you think, just to tie this in, do you think it's okay for LeBron James to come out in a warm up and be shooting jump shots without his shirt on? Like we're in a professional league, right? So gun thing is worse. Coming out there shooting with your shirt off. It's the NBA. It's gotta be professional. You gotta be respectful, right?
Do you think? Okay. Oh
All right,
man.
hold on. Let me give you guys another history lesson. There was an incident that happened at the Pacers arena where Ja and his crew and some other NBA players had an issue, and they said that they seen lasers being pointed into their car. Now, it don't take a rocket scientist to know that these guys wasn't holding lasers and doing that, right? 2, a quote that I heard from a wise man. Everybody is accountable and holding themselves to an account. And there's some people who are bad accountants. And that's exactly what Ja is. A bad accountant. Because guess what? You did all these things, you can't cry wolf. You're doing something that they don't approve of. And you're right, Sly, everybody shouldn't be doing it. They should ban it. Because in the NFL, I know you gentlemen are very aware of this, they ban certain gestures. You can't do certain things anymore because guys was pointing at people and doing that, and they banned that. The NBA can do the same thing. But for Ja, it's about time you hold accountability. When they gave him the word the first time and said, hey, you did that, you can't do that again. And then he turns around and does it in the next game? Come on, man. That's bad accounting.
Okay, but that's okay. I want to be clear. I'm not defending that, yo. Like, I'm not defending throwing money away by no means. Like, that to me, I ain't with that at all. If it's gonna cost you money, yo, what you doing, bro? That's cool. But let's be real. It's like we only want to hold the players accountable, and that frustrates me so much. Yo, the NBA it's how hard the NBA to make a rule. No obscene gestures that involve guns for any players. They could easily do that, and we not having this conversation. Y'all don't think it's a reason they not doing it though? Y'all don't think that they not doing it just so we can be sitting up here talking about Ja Morant, so ESPN can be sitting up here talking about Ja Morant, so we can further the narrative of aggressive, violent black men? Like, it's mad whack. Just say nobody can do gun gestures and we can be over with it. Cause then they fire Mike Malone like that. They fire their coaches like that. They do all this stuff like that, but they can't just like that say no gun gestures if it's that big of an issue. Yo, the league should be held accountable. Also, I'll say also.
Yeah, yo, I feel you. Here's 2 things can be true. All right? Because I almost lost my train of thought with that one. Now, they do have a policy for obscene gestures. Remember, when Eddie Jones is doing the big nut thing, you can't do that no more. They
like that. Snap your fingers. No more nut dance.
No, I feel you.
It wasn't snapping the fingers though. They waited to the off season. All that gets done in the off season though.
Yeah, the rule changes get done in the off season.
So they couldn't do that. They couldn't. So why couldn't they wait for the off season for Ja?
They probably are, but he keeps
Yeah, they
doing
probably
it.
are. Yeah.
He keeps doing something.
When do we hold individuals accountable for their actions, bro? We gotta stop trying to
Ja
find out.
Though. That's the thing. He's been held accountable though. Like,
he has not, because he's clearly not getting it.
Yeah, he keeps doing it, brother.
He's not getting it.
Okay, he hasn't accepted accountability. He's been held accountable. He's been fined. He's been punished. Maybe he hasn't accepted accountability, right? That's a separate thing. That's not what I'm speaking on. And on that end, I agree with that. But as the NBA, if you really care about what this gesture portrays to the youth, you can nip it in the bud for everybody and not just single out a single individual. Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say, and I hope that they get to it at the offseason, because I agree with that.
That's really my main point. And I'm not trying to say that he ain't wrong or nothing. Because I honestly, I think all of the stuff these young niggas do is lame. But as an old nigga, like, it's my point to understand, that's not me. I don't get what the young kids do no more. That's what they do, whatever. It's cool. If you're gonna give up money and you wanna stand tall in that, good luck. More power to you. But man, let's sometimes hold these old white men accountable too, bro. Because for real, they take our culture, use it, and make billions of dollars off of it. They don't care about Ja. They don't care about the kids in Memphis that shooting each other. Because if they, like I said, if they really cared, we're banning gun gestures for everybody in the league. It's that simple. They could have did it last year. They've been doing gun gestures forever. Mikal Bridges is out here doing this, and they all doing gun gestures in all sports, all across the board. And honestly, I don't really care for it
because at those points, listen, Sly, I totally get what you're saying, brother. I'm rocking with you, but the matter of the fact is, at those points, it was just looked at as celebration. Okay, none of those guys we're talking about or you mentioned, has ever had multiple incidents, been suspended like 12 games, other things with it. So that's the big separation. All these guys at that point is just celebration. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it comes down to. So Ja can cry as much as he wants, my guy. You did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. Yes, there's bigger pictures what you're talking about, Sly, and I see it. But he can't cry because he just did it to himself. He keeps doing it to himself.
Listen, I don't disagree on that front though. I definitely don't disagree on that front. I'm just saying I like it though. I like the celebrations. I like I like the gun thing, and I like the grenade thing. The grenade thing that might be the best celly ever, low key. Like that's so cool. But I will understand why some people.
It's so cool.
That's cool. Like I like that. It's creative, all that. I
Exactly.
understand why some people would be offended by it, but it's like, yo, come on. Like, whether Ja did what he did or not, what do that change the gun violence in Memphis? Cause Ja, he ain't from Memphis. Niggas been getting shot forever, bro. Like, why are we acting like Ja Morant is introducing something? Like,
Ja Morant ain't from Memphis, and Ja Morant ain't from the streets.
But that's cool.
Okay, let's
Gilbert
leave it at
Arenas
this.
did
Okay?
the same thing years ago. Like, Ja wasn't around then. Like,
Let's leave it at this, okay? There's a bag of accountability that needs to be done, and there's a lot of bad accountants. All right, they need to get their taxes up, run the numbers properly, stop cooking the books. The NBA offseason coaches free agency. Who wants to start this joint off first?
Well, as the coach of the panel, but nah, I think to me this upcoming off season of coaches carousel is going to be very interesting. I want to see how some of these organizations pick their leader off the court, and figure out how ways for them to battle for a championship. It's still too early to tell because some more coaches are going to get fired. Big ups to Chauncey Billups getting an extension today or yesterday, last night.
Good.
And like I said, man, I just think to me, like, all season to me is going to be more about the coaches than the players at the end of the day, this off season.
All right, Sly, Da Vinci. Because
Uh,
I only got one word. Mark Jackson. Where he at? Huh?
You keep
Where
talking about
he at?
somebody who's never going to get hired, bro.
Well, they better figure a way to hire him because they're recycling all these guys and giving all these guys second chances. And like we were just talking about when it came to Mike Malone, right? He got done dirty in Sacramento, and then Denver did him super dirty, and then tried to be like, we just want the what's best for the team. Best for the team. That's the GM's job. Him and the coach, they're supposed to work hand in hand. And this coaching carousel that's going to be going on this summer, all great. You know what I got another carousel for? Where's Kevin Durant going this summer? That's another carousel.
I thought we talking about coaches, bro.
Yeah, why are you doing that, bro?
I had to interject something else. You know me.
Come on, bro.
Number one.
Yeah, bro.
But no, like Sacramento, are they going to keep Doug Christie?
probably not.
Probably not.
I think they should, but
Denver, who are they going to get?
Listen, I think there's a few coaches out there I would like to see get an opportunity. I think Sam Cassell is one of them. I think Royal Ivy is one of them. Even
Johnny Bryant.
Chris Quinn from Miami.
Chris Quinn.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think Mike Malone is going to be in a heartbeat. Is going to get a job. So
Taylor Jenkins better get another job at fast.
Yep.
I think he definitely will.
Yeah. And KD, if he's smart, he should go to the Knicks.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
That nigga.
No.
Yeah. Oh, listen. I know we're talking about coaches. Sorry, Sly, but I think they're gonna blow Phoenix. I think Devin
They have
Booker
to blow
should go
Phoenix
to.
They got no choice.
Devin Booker should go to Detroit.
But so hold on here. So Denver doesn't have a coach. Sacramento doesn't have a coach. Who else? Who do you think's on the cutting board?
Grizzlies. The Grizzlies don't have a coach.
Yeah, Grizzlies don't have a coach.
That's really it for right now. Until some firings happen after the season.
Right, yeah, it's gonna be more. It's gonna be.
You think the Bucks keep their coach? You think Doc Rivers gets another year?
Doc Rivers stays because of his name. We all know this already.
Yeah, even if he get fired, he'll get rehired somewhere.
Yeah, rehired the next couple of months.
He might coach the Jets or something. Even if he like, he's gonna have a job no matter what. Like
He's got tapes on all of them, huh?
Right.
He had
Mark Jackson couldn't buy a coaching job, and Doc Rivers should get him like, here you go, here, take this.
Right? Do you guys think Nick Nurse survives this year?
That's one that might be a dark horse team that might fire him.
But I think he's a decent coach. I like Nick Nurse. I think he's a very good coach. But I just think they're gonna blame him for the mess in Philadelphia.
Let's get to what Sly wanted to have over here. So
this should be very interesting by Sly.
Yeah. Sorry, these are all Instagram ones. I'm not actually able to rewind them back, so I'm gonna try to play them the best I can. So
Sly is sick. Listen, boy, everybody know that Sly is sick, bro. He hasn't like.
Okay.
Yo.
Let's go.
Welcome, sports fans. This is the Chicago Sports Casino.
This is the winner. Right. I'm gonna get rich. I'm getting 30 million.
I got one of those. These are my pigeons. Oh, hey, girl, that's how they do it. This is fun. We just lost the Boston Celtics, but guess what? I'm winning.
Okay, that's one.
Sly, you're sick, bro. I'm trying to, yo,
are we really doing this, man?
Yes.
No. We'll try to like listen. Answer for it though. You know, it's your guy. You know, he took the game so serious, and he was so.
God.
That was back in the '80s, man, where it was so serious. They was so locked in, man. It wasn't. Man, You gonna put? Oh, I'll just. Yeah, you can put it next one if you want. I don't even remember it.
You could have put up the other video?
You can't get too close to Michael. It's a foul.
That is a foul. I know he's not for Jordan.
And that earns him the technical.
He never controlled it, Michael. He didn't touch it with both hands.
Yeah,
that's the thing. You think so, Michael? 55 hits, 2 to come. Michael, I didn't see 2 hands on him, Michael.
Yeah.
But I believe you.
You did.
But I believe you. I only saw the one hand on him.
I started to understand the game within the game of the NBA, and I'll give you an example. I was in Philadelphia, and I'm refereeing Sixers Bulls. They were cracking down on a spin move that they wanted the officials to call traveling. And Michael Jordan does the spin move, and I make the call. Michael on the fly, Phil Jackson comes flying off the bench, and he starts giving me shit. And I said, wait a second, Phil. You know as well as I do, that's the spin move that they're telling us to call. And he said, they may want that play called, but they certainly don't want it called on him. And he pointed at Jordan, who walked by and just stared at me. I got in the locker room. The other referee said, they want that call, but don't call it on him. The way David Stern structured the league.
So, you know what? I'll take this one on first. Every superstar is going to get calls. Every superstar is going to get special treatment.
No. I'm gonna cut you off because you're gonna address a point that's not even being. The point is of everybody. Michael Jordan never complained to the refs. LeBron is a crybaby. He complains to the refs. That's the point. Address that.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait. No. Wait.
Benji, let him go, Benji.
This is gonna be sweet.
Hold on. Draymond Green talks to the refs before games to butter them up. You don't think Michael Jordan's not doing the same thing?
Absolutely.
Steph Curry's not doing the same thing? Kevin Durant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, you don't think that they don't talk to these refs? That these refs don't have a little special affinity of love for these guys?
So
I
everybody
can go
does,
look at
right?
a guy flopping 1,001 times where nobody even touched him, and he still gets the call. Superstars will get preferential treatment. Come on, you know this, Sly. How many times you see Steph Curry not get touched and kick his leg out, and they call a foul?
Touche.
So what are we debunking with MJ here? That's what I'm trying to get to. What is it?
I
What's
feel
the
like
debunking?
I think we're debunking everybody if that's what we're saying right now, because everybody has these moments. Everybody. We're debunking everybody if that's the case. Every single person. Kobe used to whine and cry with the refs too much. I know that as a Kobe fan. I could tell you straight up. So it's everybody that's getting debunked here. And that's all I got.
Mills?
Sly.
I feel like we had mad conversations before, and I didn't hear everybody nothing.
Sly.
Mills, go ahead.
Sly.
I heard a lot of specifically Kobe and Jordan for you gentlemen. So I just want to keep that in mind.
Yeah, but they all have that moment.
Sly, first video was young Jordan, right? And listen, America. I want you guys to know we are all humans, right? We got things that is like, wow, you just an amazing person. Then we got things that is like, why the hell would he do that for? You're a cornball for doing that. Then we got, yo, what the fuck? Like, this is your fuck shit moment. You know, some of us is like, for me, I procrastinate a lot, right? I'm lazy. Shit, I play video games. So people might think that that's my lowest point of myself, right? Sly. Michael Jordan's lowest point of him or things that he loved doing was gambling. That was his shit. Besides the game of basketball, it was gambling. So if you want to bring up a young clip of Michael Jordan gambling after getting swept with the Chicago Bulls, you got us. Record. Thank you, Sly. Secondly, the second video you go.
No. I don't want to do the second video.
No. I know. I'm talking about that one.
We talk about LeBron too much.
I'm talking about the league and the refs.
Okay.
Yeah, league and the refs. Sly, who was the face of the league for the end of the 80s to the 90s?
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Okay, so if he was the face of the league, right? Just like who's been the face of the league since he's been drafted?
Well,
you changing it?
No, not since he drafted. No, Mills, we're not giving him that, bro.
This is what. No, hold on. I'm not saying he was. This is what Sly said.
Okay.
I don't think he was officially since he been drafted. I don't know.
Oh, so what did you say, Sly? Let me not misquote you. What you said?
I would say after maybe from his third year in the league till now.
Damn near since he got drafted. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
third year in the league since when he got drafted? 03?
He got drafted 05.
No.
Yeah.
He got drafted 03.
03.
Was it 03? Oh,
Okay.
03.
So 2006 into 2025, he's been the face of the league, right? Everything's been going through him, right? No,
but I didn't want to talk about LeBron, but yeah.
No, but I'm just saying, like, what are we saying? Everything's been going through him. Everything goes through Jordan, right? Kobe was in the league, but nothing went through Kobe. So cool, thank you. All right, we got exile Kobe, but I'm just trying to understand,
we're not,
like,
bro.
Thank
what are
you,
doing, bro?
See,
What are you doing, Sly?
You're doing it again, though. You see how?
What am I doing?
Okay, I think my overall point is everybody gets preferential treatment. Everybody does certain things. All of our favorite players do these same things that you guys are so critical about LeBron James for doing. And I didn't want to talk about LeBron, Jesus Christ, but Kobe, Michael, Steph, KD, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, all fall under the same umbrella of doing fuck shit and also being great NBA players. But when you guys reference these players, y'all reference them like they are like some flawless dudes who didn't complain to the refs, or they didn't cry about calls, or the game was so much harder for them, or they took the game so much more serious and this and that. It's like, bruh, like I think sometimes people need to actually have visual representation of reality and not what the reality is we drew up in our head, which is really just nostalgia. Like it's nostalgia that people are just, which I think is definitely ruining the NBA for right now. But it's really just nostalgia. Like we have a perfect picture painted of somebody that the league wanted us to see as perfect, Michael Jordan, which dog, he was the same as Kobe. He was the same as LeBron. Same people, same dudes, same mentalities, different eras. That's it. Drops mic.
I think to me, I've never once ever, and y'all can probably go into old videos. We can edit it. We clip
This
it
how
up.
he about to lie, y'all.
I'll probably find timestamps. Bro, I've literally sat here and got on Kobe about his crying to coaches. I mean, crying to the refs. I've literally said I hated when he did that. I've been on record about everything that Kobe's done as a human being because yes, he is my favorite player of all time that I watch from going as I've been an infant until now, right? What I say, I'm real generalizing. I call him out. I don't care. He's a human being. He's a human being that's amazing at basketball that I've ever seen in my life, still to this day. So the thing about it is that I don't get blinded or I'm not afraid to call him out. That's never been me. My issue is when we talking about other greats and their lack of or the things that they do to help their own benefit, I'm going to call it out. My favorite player of all time was hated by the media. He made it his own way. He took the villain role. A lot of people would hate it. They like to be glorified. Players love to be glorified. People love to be glorified. This guy loved to be the villain. So at the end of the day, that's where I get at. Huh?
I think this is kind of my point. Yo, Kobe Bryant was not hated by the media.
Oh,
whoa!
Oh, come on, Slide.
Slide.
Oh, come on, Slide.
Oh,
Come
my,
on.
my
Come on.
Prior
Come
to
on.
Kobe Bryant catching his case, he was hated by the media.
Yes,
Yeah.
Slide. It's
Yes.
always been he's been
Yeah.
the little guy. He's always been Robin. He's always been second coming. He's always been B. He's never been the guy we could sit here and say, oh, we could build around him. He had to create that himself. Narratives came because of they not respected him. Everything he's done. Because he came into it was like, oh, is he the next coming to Jordan? It started with that. And because he went, oh, nah, I'm going to be better. And then that became the threat. You think you're going to be better than something that we created. We created the god of all gods in basketball. We created Jordan. Yes, I agree. That's what media did. They did. They created the Black Jesus. And so when anybody talks outside of you trying to go against the Black
that
Jesus.
was his nickname, man. The Black Cat, Black Jesus.
You're the threat. And so when Kobe did that throughout his whole time, and all of a sudden when he started winning at young, he won with the most dominant player that ever played his game, right? He became second fiddle. Everything was Robin, the sidekick. And then he can't win without him. So it's like, yo, bro, like, come on, bro.
So, all right, so let's be
to this day, he's dead, and we're still disrespecting him.
Yeah.
So let's be clear. So somebody saying that like Kobe was Robin to Shaq is disrespect.
Yes.
All right, next.
Why he can't be Batman and Superman?
All right, we can go to the next subject then.
Why it can't be Captain America and Iron Man?
Because Shaq was the most dominant player in NBA history.
So Kobe was
Kobe Bryant was 22 years old.
Was he nothing? Did we not see what he did while the most dominant player was on the bench?
We did see when Shaq left. They wasn't making the playoffs.
Now when Shaq leaves, you forgot that Shaq came out the next offseason injured, couldn't play because his fat mind want to go party and not take care of his body. And guess who has still made the Lakers #1 in the West for months? Huh?
For months. Okay, cool. For months.
Let's talk about the fat slob. You're right.
But when Shaq went to the Heat, he won a chip. And Kobe was on the Lakers.
He won a chip because though that was so much, bro. Wade carried Shaq, bro. Let's be real.
In the
Come
playoffs,
on.
he did. In regular
Yo,
season,
come
he
on,
didn't.
bro.
But in the playoffs, Wade
Oh.
carried him. Don't do that.
But yo,
No.
you shouldn't be doing that though, and I shouldn't be saying that because it's two players. And I don't think Wade could have won it without Shaq, just like Kobe couldn't. Kobe, it's a team game, bro. We need to stop this shit.
So, but it's not okay. So when I just hate to have to break them down to a molecule, but so when Shaq was with the Heat, he was Robin to Wade's Batman, right?
There's no Robin. We got to stop doing that. Like, why are we bringing up
Oh
Robin?
my God. Okay, the primary option and the secondary option, is that better?
The primary option was Shaq.
So the primary option for Miami with Wade there was Shaq?
Was Shaq.
I mean, you got a 7 foot feet, 200 some odd pound, 300 some odd pound, big in the
That
paint.
what?
It's automatic two buckets.
I can't agree with that one. I can't agree with that one. I think it was Wade. It has to be Wade. Wade was going nuts, bro.
Wade went nuts in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Wade went nuts in the playoffs. You still got to feed. Like, listen, it's a game of basketball. Forget about just the players itself. If I got a 7 foot guy who's 300 some odd pounds who can literally move another 7 foot guy, a linky mofo, out the way to get an automatic 2 buckets, why would you not make him a primary option?
Okay, so I guess they're both primary option, but one is 1 and one is 2. Dwayne Wade during that stint was number 1, and even Shaq said that. Shaq said, I'm going to follow your lead. Shaq said that. When he was with the Lakers, that wasn't the case. Shaq was younger and he was still at his peak. He was better.
But that was ego more than anything.
He was better than Shaq at that point. He wasn't ready. He was too young. It's not disrespect to say that. Kobe was younger. Shaq was in a dead midst of being the most dominant player ever. So to say he's number 2 ain't disrespect. Kobe was not hated. He was just being called. So it's hate when they tell the truth about Kobe is hate, right? Is that what they're getting at? Calling him the number.
What was the truth about Kobe?
It's the truth.
What was the truth?
He was the second option. I know you don't like the term Robin because I guess it's disrespectful. That's just saying that you're number 2 behind number 1. That's not disrespect. It's the fact.
No, he played his role. Like, why you just like the game of basketball, right?
Was number 2, bro. That's what I'm
no,
trying
bro.
to say.
The role is not to be number 2. The role is to literally be everything that this guy can't do in the perimeter. I'm going to do it. You can't bring up the ball to court. You can't break a guy down from the perimeter. I have to do that and make your life easier in the paint. I can also, in a triangle system, to which I'm a system guy, to which I can play in any type of role, right? I can still feed you the ball in the paint.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
You
Shaq,
think if we asked Kobe, was he the number 2 option? You think Kobe would say no?
Of course. He said it already.
Bro, Shaq won MVP every finals game they won.
Yes,
Shaq won
he
MVP.
did. He did.
Shaq averaged like 30 points and 60. The offense
Yes, he
clearly
did.
ran inside out.
That was the triangle offense.
So how is Kobe not the number 2 option?
How are you trying to demise somebody
That's
for
not
playing in a role in an
This is
offensive set?
I feel like your fandom is taking it as disrespect. It's not disrespect to be the secondary option to the most dominant player in NBA history. That's not disrespect, bro.
He
okay,
played
so
his
so
role.
sorry, Mills. So Sly, if you would, Sly, I hear what you're saying. But if you would take Kobe off and didn't pair Kobe with Shaq and then just put some other person, you think Shaq is gonna have the same dominance?
Absolutely. No. Shaq would have had the same dominance.
Shaq would have had the same dominance.
Yeah, Shaq would have still been Shaq, but they wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have been 3-peats. It wouldn't have been none of that. Would have been that
So you don't think the caliber of player Kobe was, the attention he drew, that made Shaq even more dominant?
1,000%. That goes without question. That's not even a if you take that same Laker team and you put Eddie Jones at the 2 guard without Kobe, I don't think they won any chips, if I'm being real. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Shaq was the driving force for that Lakers team. Like, And I feel like the media was just saying that. And if you're a Kobe fan, you take it as that's like a shot at his legacy. And I feel like Kobe, as the narcissist that he is, he took that as that too because he's a competitor, and I get it. But to say like Kobe is like hated by the media and all that, come on, that is not true. Like,
Yo, come on, bro. That is 100% fact.
Okay,
I'm gonna let King
hold
get.
on,
I'm gonna let King get. Yeah, King.
We've gone far enough on this subject. Let's end it there. We'll bring it back another time. Right now, we're gonna get into should the NFL add more teams, including international teams? What do you guys say to this?
If it's a Canada team, yes. If not, I'm not here for none of that BS. Stop adding teams. Leave it alone. Stop.
Okay.
A team
Okay,
from Canada deserves a team. Yes, I believe you guys deserve a team out there in Canada. I'm cool with that, even though y'all are little bros and y'all about to be our 52nd, 51st.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
That was a good shot. That was a good shot.
You know what I think it is? This New York guy went to Houston and started sipping lean, so it got his mind a little twisted.
Ain't no lean drinking over here, player. Ain't no lean drinking over here.
You listen to his music a little too screwed up. You feel me?
Hey, that was a well-timed, perfectly balanced shot, Mills. I like it. That was a good one.
What do you think?
Yeah, but yeah, I would love to see Canada with an NFL team, and I think most Canadians would love that too. Because we also have it would be good for us because we have the CFL here, all of that. It would be good, but also you wouldn't like to see a team from England because obviously they're big over there. They love England. They love Germany. You're not interested in that?
At least one European team?
No, bro. What are we having U.S. players go travel across the water for?
Well, they wouldn't be trying to go from across the water.
Well, they're doing so much.
The water access to maybe get into the league. We don't know what talent is sitting over there. Not everybody can come from over there to the U.S. and transition like that.
So get a G League. So get a G League besides the CFL and the UFL.
I feel you, but those things aren't viable right now. It's just you know what I mean? And we're gonna talk about that in another episode. Just a hint to all you guys. College football is going to be changing in the next 5 years. We'll have this discussion on the next pod so everybody can kind of get some good research so we can have a good 25-minute discussion about it because it's very interesting.
So Sly, you see the numbers that the NFL does when it goes overseas, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. I was trying to get tickets to the game in Germany. Like I wanted to go. Them tickets was crazy, which goes to show. But yeah, I might be with Da Vinci on this one. I think it might. Well, just looking at it from a business standpoint, I think it would be how else is the NFL gonna kind of expand? Like I think they done ran out of marketing tools that they could use domestically. I think at this point, the only way for them to expand would be internationally. So I get it from that standpoint. But I do think just the logistics of like traveling across the water, like that seems tough. But like, as a person, that ain't my job. Shoot, if they can figure it out, listen, let somebody else get paid to figure that out. I'm just a consumer. So
but what if our children go to the league though? Like that's the whole point I'm trying to get at. Our children would have to live across the water.
Y'all children. I got daughters. My babies.
This guy's cold. This man said, y'all children.
You record every morning.
I'm just saying, your nieces, your nephews, your sons, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course, the league about to start up with the flag football for the girls anyway. So don't think that they're not going to do the same for the girls. But what I'm saying is like the traveling situation is going to be crazy. And on top of that, our children who's made in the U.S., abide by the U.S. laws, has to now go onto another country's laws and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's outrageous. It's outrageous. Hell no, I'm not with that. No.
I hear you on that. I don't see it in my brain. Like, I'm like, that would be like a whole extra difficult wrinkle. But like, it's sometimes like that. I don't care. That ain't really. It's like somebody getting paid to figure all that out. So I mean.
So Mills, you would say rather than give us a European team, let's say give us 2 Canadian teams then.
I'm cool with that. I
Toronto,
told you you got to be
Vancouver.
our 51st state.
Yeah, I
Y'all
can
laws
see
ain't that bad. I mean, I'm cool with adding y'all. No, for real. All jokes aside, y'all laws is not that bad. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you're not going across the water. It's early up from Buffalo. It's Canada. Like Buffalo's Canada. You know what I'm saying? So we good.
Yo, all
Like,
right, hold up. Nah, you ain't about to be violating Buffalo. Nah,
Hey, you ain't going to Carolina.
Oh,
you trying to get it off with the Canada. Nah, forget
hey
that.
man, I'm just having my little fun, man. I'm having my little fun.
I'm not mad at you though. Like a team in Toronto, like that to me, that's more viable. Like have a team in Toronto and a team in Vancouver. Like you know what I'm saying? You could throw the team in Toronto right in the AFC East. Like they right there. So I'm actually with that though. But the thing is with I mean, I don't know anytime soon. It's the U.S. Canada relations is at like an all-time low. Like it's looking really bad. Like I don't.
Yeah, it's 'cause that
I don't know why, bro. It
None
shouldn't
of
be
that
that way, bro. Shouldn't
It
be that
shouldn't
way.
be that way, but we know what time
That's
it is already.
crazy, bro.
It's the orange man. The orange man is bugging out.
He's not bugging out.
Nah, he's bugging.
Oh yeah.
You don't know orange man.
Mills over that contract life, man. Yeah,
Orange man doing everything right now. Don't worry.
Yo, Bills, no.
I'm just saying.
Let's leave it at that. We ain't trying to turn politically here today, okay? I'm all for it though. If we can get two teams, it'd be a blessing. I understand you're not really with the laws. You know what I mean? But the laws are always gonna be the laws, man.
Yeah.
Nah, the laws ain't gonna always be the laws. That's the easiest way for a motherfucker to F up. Easiest way. I go over to Germany. Shoot, I go over to what's that? Everybody love to go to on vacation.
Yeah, Amsterdam and all that.
Dubai. Yeah, I go to Dubai, do some stuff. I'm in jail for 2 years.
That's true.
But listen, hold on. Okay, since we gonna go political, listen, you have to learn the rules of the land that you're on, okay? Because when they come hold on, I let you speak. Hold on. When they come over here, they've got to abide by our rules and our laws. That's just how it is. You travel to somewhere. If I go to your house and in your house you say take your shoes off, but in my house we can keep the shoes on. Put them on the couch. We don't give a shit. We come to your house. We gotta abide by your rules.
But I'm cool with Toronto. I'm cool with Canada.
You know,
I'm just not cool with going over to England and with hell no. Having tea parties and all that other stuff. Get out of here, bro.
Hey, you don't want no
I'm
crumpets?
not cool with my child going over there to go have some damn tea all day long and doing all that.
Hey, you know
hell
what
no.
the chef is? You know what the chef
They
is?
spend it all extra. The dollars is different out there. Get out of here, bro.
Yeah, the dollar's nice over there. The euros is dollars, bro.
Hell nah. That's their dollars, you heard? If it ain't US or Canada, nah. Yo, look, mail-in rebates on US or Canada is free. I go over Canada right now. My T-Mobile good. I ain't got paid. What are you talking about?
You know what, Bills? I'm gonna leave that one alone, my guy.
Yo.
All right. Who could be ejected for the after the referee or are the referees interjecting themselves into the game? Since I let you guys go crazy on all those other ones, I'm gonna do this one first because I want to get what I gotta get off my chest. The refs obviously think that they're better than the players. They do get paid, you know, good money. They do have all types of opportunities to ref all over the place. But listening to that situation and seeing it, Luka was not talking to the ref. The guy that he was talking to, who's the tatted guy at OKC or whatever, him and Luka always talking back and forth. He actually jumped on one of these radio shows I was listening to and explained that, yeah, you know, the ref was in plain sight of what was going on, but Luka wasn't talking to the ref. He was really talking to that guy. But Luka also has a history of berating officials. You know what I mean? Getting on them.
Hey, doesn't this look similar to the John Moran thingy? I'm gonna stop right there. Go ahead.
I mean, that is a debunking of Michael Jordan because yet again,
What's
right?
that?
Another player who's talking to the refs just doesn't go his way. But Luka had this problem in Dallas. And I thought with him being with LeBron, he might have took it easier and the refs might have took it easier, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the case of Luka's going to be who he is, and the refs are going to be who they are. And at the end of the day, I don't think it's a good look for either party because the refs should not be interjecting themselves into games. I know it sounds crazy to say, yo, listen, unless it's a blatant foul at the end of the game, swallow your whistle. You know what I mean? I know that's hypocritical.
Yo,
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
I hear what you're saying, but for me, it's really simple and sweet. Luka has a history of whining and complaining to the refs, so his actions gonna follow him. So, and that's what happened. He's always complaining. He's always saying something to the refs, and the ref thought it was saying something to him. So, it is what it is. It ain't right, but my guy, stop whining, stop complaining. That's it.
Mills, Sly.
So you want to crack?
Yeah, I'll go. I hate y'all affinity for rules. I do, man. Y'all be cool with all these rules. I hate them.
You dislike them, okay? Hate is a very strong word.
Nah, I hate them. All these stupid rules and all these little standards, I hate them. But I'll say this: you're not wrong. Like Luka has a history. He built up a reputation for himself. So the referees, they quick on the trigger with him.
Yeah.
Right. So it is like sometimes like that's in the rule book, bro. Like Josh saying, like, nah, that's in the rule book. Yo, that's under the referee's discretion to issue a technical foul. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, unless they change that, that is what it is. But my issue is when we talk about passion for the game and players playing with their hearts and players leaving it on the court, the refs is taking that out, bro. Like, dog, let these kids play ball. Let them celebrate. I mean, to an extent. Like, let them talk. Let them show emotion. That's part of being a human being. That's part of why we enjoy sports, the emotion of it, the feel.
Mhm.
Like, it ain't about all of
That's what
these
we're invested.
we can't do this. No, don't do that. Say that, yo, dog, these are human beings. Like, yo, I'm gonna get frustrated. You say something to me, I might say something back. And when Luka was talking to a dude in the crowd, you seen that you made a mistake. Why can't you just be like, oh, my fault? You're talking to me. I take that technical foul back. Like,
yeah.
damn, like talking about accountability though, and that's really what I be getting. We always want like accountability to be for a select group or a select person or a select. Let's hold the refs accountable too. The nigga made a mistake. Like, oh, he was not right in that instance, man. And I do think complaining to the refs is annoying, right? And I agree. But dog, I'm just as a person that, yo, if you play sports, dog, it's hard to not sometimes want to have a word. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I can definitely understand, especially on their level, like you're on TV in front of millions of people, like, you know what I'm saying? And your reputation and your how people perceive you is on the line. Of course you're gonna have a little bit more to say about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I personally just don't like the refs having so much input on the game. I think we should dial the refs back, let the players play more, because that's who I paid my money to see. I don't care about what these refs talking about. I don't even know. I try not to know their names.
It's hard. It's hard not to know their names because they interjected themselves in everything.
My point exactly.
Yeah, real quick
before Chris Paul, right, with the Foster guy. They're like they're looking at his record saying, "Yo, every time he refs his games, Chris Paul is like 5-20." You know what I mean? It's bad. But this referee situation has been going on from time. I mean, I forgot the gentleman's name that was fixing the games.
Yeah.
This is the do you know what I mean?
Donahue. Yeah, real quick before you go, Mills. Listen, Sly, I agree with you. Also, I don't think the refs should be getting involved when a player and a player is having conversation and them going at it. If it ain't physical, let them talk. Let them do their thing. But yeah, like these guys having passion for the game, can play with passion. That's gone for a few years now. It's been gone. So, yeah. Mills.
Who's at fault of the league? They don't hold these refs accountable. They're taking away the passion of the game. When you take away rights to a defensive player, you basically take away the passion of the game. I mean, I think I'm on record of saying like sports is another form of war, a more controlled war. And if anybody know biology or even just being a human being or how we are created as men and human beings, sometimes you got female warriors as well, right? But when you're in war, it's going to be emotional. It's going to be passion. It's going to be you leaving it all out there, But to talk about Luka now, yeah, the league wound up transcending that tech that was given to him on that game, but it was just weird. Now Luka does cry a lot, yeah, and same thing with players having stigmas on them. Luka cries too much. Luka just do too much at times, and some refs, they're human too. So they're going to make mistakes, and they're going to look at certain players and when they ref in the game, and deal with that. So, am I hearing the feedback?
A little echo.
That's everybody. But yeah. So the thing about it is just like we like the league just needs to stop as a whole. The league just needs to just let people be them, hold everybody accountable for their actions. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the scorekeeper. Hold them accountable as well. So it's like Lee just got to stop with the baby stuff. They baby people way too much.
I feel you. Yeah, at the end of the day, they just need to let the players play. You know what I mean? Stop trying to think that it's all about you because you getting paid some money, but they're the reason why the stands are filled. They're the reason why the merch is flying off the shelves. They're the reason why there's a TV deal. They're the reason why you're getting paid. So, just take it a little easier on them. And to the players too, not every time you got to do that. Like I said, Draymond Green talks to the refs before the game and lets them know, hey, sometimes it might seem like I'm yelling at you, but I'm just trying to convey over all this loud crowd what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is there. Rookie of the year. So I think it would be fair for us to have the consensus that Stephon Castle is going to be the rookie of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been McCain if he wasn't injured, but yeah, it's Castle now.
We're in concurrence with that one. We're going to just do these all together. This is going to be just one clip because I don't think there's going to be too much arguing. Pardon me?
No, I just want to give a shout out to Saul and I forgot how to pronounce his name.
Sachet?
Yeah, Sachet.
Yeah.
Bro, thank you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm talking about. Allowing them to show their greatness. It started off rough. Nobody talked about the first two picks, but now look at their numbers. They starting to get a feel of the game. They starting to get comfortable, and they balling. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all growth. That's how we analyze the game, watch them grow, and get better. Big up to them too.
Defensive player of the year. Now, there's a race. Let me just throw my card out there. Draymond Green, you're not getting it. Sorry.
Yo, this guy.
You're going to cry for like CJ LeBron.
Yo.
Okay? It's the whole year. It's not 4 months.
Can't say that, bro.
Whole year, buddy. Okay? And it changed when you guys got Jimmy. Now, there is one person at the top right now. They're saying Evan Mobley. But I want to ask you, gentlemen, what about Lou Dort? His team is number one. Why isn't he getting any votes? Why is he not getting any recognition? Because Evan Mobley, yes. Pardon me?
Oh, I was going to say, I think he is going to get votes.
Yeah.
No, but it's kind of...
He's not getting talked about, though, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's not getting talked about, but...
Yeah, pardon me?
Yeah, like I said, he's not getting talked about, but he's going to get votes.
Yeah, well, he should get the majority of them. His stats defensively show it. The best point guard, the best player on every team. And, let's say they're shooting at 34% on the field. When he's guarded them, they drop down to 29, 28. You know what I mean? There's another gentleman that's on the Hawks. I can't remember his name.
Daniels.
Dyson Daniels, bro. Yeah. That's mine.
That's another one that should be having. Right now, I'm looking on the internet. It's only Evan Mobley and Draymond Green.
No, Draymond Green shouldn't be there, bro. What do you mean?
shouldn't.
Draymond Green shouldn't be there.
You really shouldn't.
This is the guy, Dyson Daniels. That's my pick right now.
Dyson,
That's
huh?
my
I
defensive
like
player of the
Dyson.
year.
I like Dyson. I like Evan.
Yeah.
I like OG.
Yeah. Draymond shouldn't be there. What? Come on, bro.
I think you know.
Draymond's at 40%.
Yo, Draymond, if you watch them play, Draymond he one of them on defense, but to be defensive player of the year,
it's ludicrous.
Defense just got good when Jimmy Butler came. Like logic says, when Jimmy Butler get his votes, the team's defense increased when he got there. So why would you like this logical standpoint? But
it's crazy.
Draymond's popular. That's what it is. But as far as for me, my pick for defensive player, I got Giannis. Yo, Giannis is out there freaking playing like a madman, and it's like his team is middle of the pack, so it's not getting that much attention. But he's the only defender on that team, and bro, I don't know if I ever seen somebody play as hard as Giannis is playing this year. So I got Giannis as defensive player of the year. But
he can win it every year.
Yeah, right. Like
Yeah,
he's like like Jordan or LeBron or one of them. Like he could win it every year, but they won't do it. But I don't like how they tend to go away from the perimeter guys, because I swear their job is so much harder than the bigs.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to me. Like they're literally fighting around screens, and a screen in a pick and roll dominant league. Yo, it's so hard to fight around screens just playing street ball. It's like that is so hard. Like, and I'm like, what's that? You're big as hell. Like you 7 feet tall. Like you getting, it's like they getting points for being tall and blocking shots and being the tallest person on the court. Right. You got a dude that's like 6'4".
Well, he was gonna get it if he never got injured.
Right. But you figure somebody like Lou Dort or Drew Holiday, they're defending the best athletes in the world night in and night out. Like your job is to guard Devin Booker one night, and then the next night you guard Jaylen Brown, and then the next night you guard in Ant Edwards. Like you mean to tell me somebody who's basically just playing like a zone and just blocking some shots when they come to him? Like
just a rim. The big guys, listen, I agree with you 100%. The big guys are just rim protectors.
Yeah, like
right. The guys you're talking about now, those are defenders. Defenders, you got to defend. You got to defend like 3 positions while you at that position you are.
Right.
And the only person I've ever seen that's so mobile at defending everything, like in my day, was Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard could defend like pretty much every damn thing on the court. He was a freak.
Congrats to him to getting in the Hall of Fame. Sorry for cutting you off. Congrats to him on getting in the Hall of Fame. The top 75 of the year, they need to go fix that joint.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I agree with everybody. I mean, I'm definitely a fan of the perimeters getting more of the defensive player of the year shine than the big does, because you 7 foot to protect the paint. I mean, when
just jump and block the shot.
In today's game, if you're a perimeter, like we lost art of defensive stoppers now. There's really not any, because everything's about the offensive game, free motion from the perimeter. So I definitely want to give them
guys anymore too, though. Like there's no post scorers. There's no Shaq, Duncan, Wallace's, Kevin Garnett. That's like not really even there.
Yeah.
Like it's only like 2 guys really. You got Embiid and Joker. So like,
I was about to get to that, and I'm like, the question is for you guys is there a reason why Jokic is doing so crazy right now? Because there's no other bigs to go to war with. Yeah. And the only other big that he named, every time he's supposed to play Jokic, he's injured.
Or he
won't smoke. Yeah.
He either busts his ass or don't play against him, which is weird.
Right. Okay. Let's get into the last one here. Coy, Coach of the Year. So we got Kenny Atkinson, Bickerstaff, Mark. I'm not even gonna bother with JJ Rett. Hey, I'm done.
Yo.
Why?
Watch
Yo,
that.
he needs to be up. No, he needs to be up.
Why you
He
done?
needs to be up there. He needs to be up there, but it's clearly it's bigger stuff. It's bigger stuff.
He shouldn't win it.
But he needs to be there.
But he should. Okay, so
needs to be
hold on. Let me ask you
there.
a question. Over
Huh?
Udoka, right?
No,
With Houston.
no.
I'm
We're
not
not.
saying over. What I'm saying is I'm looking at the list and he's fourth.
Oh, those are like.
Yeah, that's
fans.
fair. That's fair. Come on.
Yeah, I think fourth is
Oh.
That's
fair.
fair. That's fair. Come
I
on,
named
guys.
5
That's
guys
fair.
better. I named 5 coaches better.
Stop it. Tell me who's on Houston. Tell me who's on Houston. Tell me who's on Houston.
I named 5 coaches better than him.
Houston might be the deepest team in the league.
One of them, yeah.
Houston is deep as hell. And not
But
to say-
that's because he plays them.
Yeah.
No,
That's a testament to Ime.
That's also true. But you look at like they got mad top 5 picks on they got dudes like Cam Whitmore just on the bench chilling. Like I personally think he one of the better younger players in the league. That Houston team
definitely
loaded.
is.
I got Udoka. I got Udoka over JJ. I think JJ should be in a conversation. For number 4,
Yeah, 6 or 7.
I'm with
6 or
6.
7, not 4.
Okay,
Not
they're
4, man.
they're maybe the third. They might end up being second seed in the West. Oh no, is it already set? Are they third?
No, it's already, the top 3 is already set.
Yeah.
So they third in the West. How is that? Like, why is that crazy for him to be fourth? His
Yeah,
first
He could be
year,
6.
been through
No,
bad
listen.
drama, and still got his team playing ball. Like, come on, like I like that.
No, listen. I gotta give him the Fort. I'm okay with Fort because the reason why is I gotta give him props for going into a hostile situation. Hostile situation. Lakers all a mess. You know,
Hey.
still be able to do
Hostile
their.
situation.
Hostile.
Yeah, come on, bro. Lakers is just a mess, bro.
Hostile.
Yeah, bro. Lakers are a mess,
Vinci.
bro.
The
Come
Vinci.
on, bro.
It was
I gotta give him this one. I gotta give him this one.
Mills, you literally said the beginning of the year, you said the Lakers was trash. They ain't gonna make the playoffs, and JJ Redick couldn't coach.
I didn't say they wasn't gonna make the playoffs.
Oh,
You said they
hold on,
suck.
hold on.
They
Hold
end
on.
up being good, and he's coached his team up through all the bullshit. And
He's done a solid job. I said
Let
I'll
me
be the
BS
first one to
this.
say it.
Sly, give me like a week or two. I'm gonna send you your money. I owe you 2 bills
Man.
because your team, the Bills, made it further, and the Lakers made the playoffs. I have to be a man of my word when we make these bets. You know what I mean? Accountability, right? I'm not a bad accountant. I'm a good accountant. I'm a great accountant. I make sure I pay my debts. Okay, so just to de-escalate a little bit, I understand, but no, JJ Redick, he's like 7th, man. When it comes to coaching. 7th, man. We ain't doing that. He did a great job though, but it wasn't hostile. Let's not do that.
Wait. Hold on there. Hold on there. Were
Give me
you the
credit.
same? Wait. Hold on. Were you the same damn guy who was giving JJ props coaching a couple weeks back?
He did.
You,
Yes.
King, you.
Yes.
So what
Well,
the
he's
hell
not
now?
He shouldn't be.
So why you
Best
switched up
He
now?
should be.
Why
He's
you
not
switched
the
up
No.
now?
best coach in the
No, that's
league.
not what it is. Coach of the year isn't for the best coach. It's coach of the year. This
No, I
year,
know, but I'm saying I have 6 other coaches ahead of him before I even think of JJ Redick. Because I go, JJ's got Luka and he's got LeBron. Before he had LeBron and AD.
You only had Luka for a couple games, bro. Come on, let's.
It wasn't no couple games. Been
For
months.
2 weeks, he was the number 1 defensive team. What are you talking about right now?
No, hold on.
bro.
All I just want to say is, yes, I wasn't too sure, JJ, but I knew that this year they would make it seem or look a certain way. So I already said, I think I'm on record of saying this. Do I feel JJ is doing something out of this world for the team? No. But again, you know, yeah, he's just doing his job. He's answering the questions in interviews, a little egotistical, but you know, hey, whatever.
Good.
You know, he got help. Kudos to his GM and the league. And you know, so yeah, he's definitely 6 to me. I named 5 coaches better than him this year than what he's done for the LA Lakers. But you know, that's another.
Okay, this is why I think he's maybe 4, 5, maybe 3, 4, 5 range, right? yo, if you have a big transition like that in the middle of the season and to not lose it, like that's kind of really where I goes into it. Like the team is going through controversy after controversy, and he's a first-year coach. For him to be able to keep it together is remarkable. Like that's different. Like, and I wasn't even so sure. I thought he would be good, but I wasn't so sure. Obviously, he's a first-year guy, but for him to keep it together he handled the Bronny situation well. He handled the Luka Doncic and trade well. Like, yo, you kind of and you think about to coach a big star like LeBron is a whole task within itself, and he somehow managed to make it work and then end up being the top seed in the West. Yo, that's a great job if you ask me. Like, if it wasn't for like other dudes doing other greater jobs, I would say JJ would get it. But you know, other dudes did better. But man, I think JJ did a damn good job, especially as a first-year coach.
I feel you. You know what I mean?
Controversial. Yeah, no. All right, next subject, bro.
All that stuff's brought about young players, though. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's not get into that, though. But
controversial, hostile, controversial. What do y'all say?
This motherfucker.
The main one bring up the Lakers controversy, though. Like, you would be the main one.
The players did, though. It wasn't him. His star player made himself the star of the goddamn team. Trying to get everybody to buy into his garbage.
Controversial and hostile?
Yeah.
What the
Lakers
fuck's
are
on
hostile.
Hold up. You wanna hold on. Let me get this, man. You want to coach the Lakers?
Huh?
Would you want to coach the Lakers?
Hell yeah, I would love to coach the Lakers.
Okay, I guess.
Who won the ring?
I mean, I would
Instantly.
too. Okay, if you was an NBA coach, right? Like if you was an NBA coach with some type of status and you've been coaching, would you want that job?
Of course you
Why
would.
not?
You wouldn't want that job.
You're the biggest market.
Yeah,
You're
no.
going to be seen all the time.
So you don't
They
want to
sneeze and we're talking about the Lakers, bro.
Okay.
They
all right.
sneeze.
Let me put this in. No, that's what you don't want as a coach, though. You don't want that as a coach. You don't want your every move to be criticized. So you don't want to coach a 40-year-old superstar and an injured ass Anthony Davis and an undrafted.
Yes, because I'm telling him like it is, and I might not ever get a job again.
Okay, but we speaking like hypothetically.
Not everyone's built like you, Mills. Sorry, bro. Not everyone's built like you.
I know.
We
Well,
would
I'm trying to figure
enjoy
out the controversy and the hostile environment. I'm trying to get that part. JJ got the job because of you know.
controversy,
he got the job.
right? That's controversy right there. What you just said.
That's controversy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm out. All right. On that note, you're right. Cool, bro. What the fuck?
This
I
rap
got
is
handed a plate. It is controversy.
Well, listen. It is how the media and everyone went about it. Oh, you only got the job because of LeBron on this podcast.
How the media went about the shit. Like, you know what we talked about television? When you literally telling me the truth in my face and you're trying to tell me, oh well, no, we know how the hell he got the job.
That is literally controversy by the definition of the word.
Oh my!
That is controversy. Like, what do you
Gentlemen, let's end it on that, okay? Thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell your mama to tell your grandma to tell your sister to tell your brother to tell your niece and nephew. We out here. Anyways, it's your guy, the host of Most Man on the Planet, Yawa, Kang, ECG, and my family.
Yo, it's your boy Navinci, star of the ego, feed the soul. Hey, go back. Go to YouTube, check out, type in the name Antonio McDice.
King Mills.
Yo, man, you already know, man. 718 New York City, 832 H-Town. You know what I'm saying? We out here, man. Yo, also, family's up to kid Kyrie Lacey, man, who took away his life. We'll probably talk about that more in the next episode. But we got to do better as a whole community, man. Killing each other ain't the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? My melanin people, that's not who we are. We are not all about killing each other.
For sure. And the Buffalo Kid.
It's your boy is Fly, man. 716, man. I don't got nothing inspirational, man, but you know, shout out.
Controversial and hostile, bro. What you talking about?
Motherfucker.
And just so you all know, Buffalo is not a part of Canada. It's a part of the
Yeah, they are.
States of America.
Yo,
Don't lie to the viewers.
hey, yo, listen, I back up Mills' message, okay? All right? And just real quick to that. Listen, all you motherfucking black activists and shit, I don't really see you all talking shit when our kids are killing each other. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to be on the forefront of that shit. But when something else goes down, y'all running out there, publicity and all of that. Talk to our kids. Yeah.